living room. It is time for our main event. Sometimes pre-fight talk is just that, talk. This is much different. Vernon Paris, Tim Coleman detest each other. From challenging one's manhood to claims that would ruin a fighter's reputation, they've gone at it. They have taken shots at each other online, in the media. They even got physical in the hotel lobby yesterday.
You know, I just came in from a run, which I didn't really even go run because, you know, I walked in, I realized it was way colder in Vegas, so I'm still a pound overweight. But I walked in.
I seen him come in, I'm like, oh, there go Tim Coleman, that's you, Tim, right? And he says, yeah, that's me, you know, excuse my language, you know. So I said, oh, I just wanted to make sure that you was here, because I'm here. You pulled out last time, and you was trying to pull out this time.
I walked up to him, and I immediately swung. I mean, I'm a fighter, I get paid to fight. And even when I don't get paid, I'm always ready to fight, so.
A bunch of words got said, you know, and he ended up swinging on me.
You know what I mean? I swung on him, and the manager kicked us out of the hotel, which I expected him to do. You know what I mean? This is a place of business, not for guys to be, you know what I mean, fighting in the middle of the lobby.
He's known for pulling out the fights. And this would have been his second time pulling out, fighting me. And word is that if he would have pulled out this time, he was going to get dropped by his sponsors, and they was going to strip him from his title. So he has no choice but to fight.
Every time I see him, I'll probably swing on him. I don't care if, you know, the police commissioner is in front of us, I'll hit him in the mouth.
You get a sense of the hatred. But what about controlling that anger and putting forth a strategy to win the fight? They each offered up their fight plan. It's brought to you by Corona Extra.
My name is Tim the Pitbull Coleman, and my fight plan is to go in, to use my jab, to double up on a lot of my shots, cut them off, and to walk them down for the first 2 or 3 rounds. By the 4th and 5th, you know, I'm going to beat him to death and knock him out.
I'm Vernon Paris, the Iceman, and my game plan tonight when I fight Tim Coleman is to go out there and be patient and let him come to me because he is going to come to me. That's what I'm pretty sure that he's going to do is come at me and try to throw a lot of haymakers and put some pressure on me. And me being the good fighter that I am, I'm going to let him do that. And I'm going to use my jab, and I'm going to touch, and I'm going to move, and I'm going to be slick. And I'm going to use my speed, and all the skills that I have to, you know, move around him and make him and force him to press me. And once I start to touch him with my power and start to touch him with my speed, and he starts seeing these skills and start getting hit enough, I guarantee you he's going to start running. The fight ain't going to be Tim Coleman pressing me. It's going to be Ice pressing Tim Coleman.
For the official introductions, here's Donald Denoyer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event of the evening. This bout is scheduled for 10 rounds for the USBA Junior Welterweight Championship. This bout is brought to you by Gary Shaw Productions in association with Thompson Boxing Promotions. This bout is sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission, Chairman John Frierson, Executive Officer George Dodd, and the USBA Supervisor Lindsey Tucker. Your 3 judges scoring the bout on a 10-point must system are Ray Corona, Gwen Adair, Max DeLuca. Your physicians at ringside, Mitch Jellin and Leandro Gaitis. Your timekeeper also in charge of keeping track of the knockdowns, Karina Ayanayan and Veronica Montes. So now, ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands in attendance here at the Shumash Casino and the millions watching around the world live on ESPN, the wait is over. Make some noise, Santa Ynez. It's time to go to war. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He's coming in tonight with the blue and white trunks with orange lettering. He weighed in at 140 pounds. He is undefeated with 24 wins, no losses and no draws with 14 big wins, coming by way of knockout. He's from the Motor City, Detroit, Michigan. Vernon Iceman Paris. And his opponent, ladies and gentlemen, fighting out of the blue corner. He's wearing the black with white trunks. He weighed in at 140 pounds. His record stands at 19 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, with 5 big wins coming by way of knockout. From Baltimore, Maryland, he now lives and fights in Las Vegas, Nevada. He's ranked number 5 in the world by the IBF. He is your USBA Junior Welterweight Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Tim Pitbull Coleman.
Dan Stell is the referee, and they are scheduled for 10.
One.
By the way, this was supposed to be a battle of trainer Mayweather brothers, Roger and Floyd. Neither one's here tonight.
Right here.
They prep these fighters.
Listen up, gentlemen.
But they
We're
won't
the
be
rules in
here.
the dressing room. Listen, obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves. Come out to the bell. Good luck to both of you.
Roger Mayweather was set to work the corner
Mouthpiece.
of Tim Coleman,
Mouthpiece.
but was unable
Back
to
up,
make
please.
travel here today to Santa Ynez. Vernon Paris worked with Floyd
You ready?
Sr. to prep
You
him
ready?
for this fight. There was no promise of working the corner, just to prepare him. Round 1 is underway. After all the talk, now they can engage in the ring.
Here we go, Joe. I sure hope that I'm wrong about the chess match.
It's a right hand by Coleman before they tie
Okay,
up.
stop. Step back. Step back. Box.
You get the sense, though, all week long, even with all the bad blood and the trash talk, that Paris always had intent to stay controlled and to do what
Stop.
he does.
Step back. Let's go, gentlemen.
Coleman
Move it.
was the one
Box.
that you sensed was much more affected.
Yeah. You know what? Paris, he has the,
Watch your heads. Watch your
the
heads.
demeanor of a pit bull, to tell you the truth. Coleman's nicknamed the pit bull, but Vernon has the demeanor of the pit bull, the temperament of, I'm not going to
Stop.
bark,
Step back.
because pit bulls aren't really
Box.
intimidating when they bark, but they bite. So he's had that demeanor the entire time. As far as Coleman, he's been more of a German Shepherd, barking away, but could still fight.
Look at you with the dog analogies. That's like, I mean, you're filling in for Teddy Atlas very well when you start doing analogies that include dogs.
In honor of Teddy Atlas, but let me just say, I don't condone dogfighting.
With your hands
Teddy,
up.
of course,
Let's
in
go.
Russia for the next few weeks as he's training Alexander Povetkin. Paris able to score here against Coleman. Coleman rallies back there, trying to touch him with the jab. There's a right hand to the body by Coleman, but Paris touching him there with that 2-punch combination.
These are two high-level fighters that you're seeing here. And I'm going to stick with the dog analogy with great pedigree. Both these guys are really had really extensive amateur
No, no,
records.
stop. Step back. Step back. Let's go.
Vernon Paris was a junior
Box.
Olympic champion, national junior Olympic champion, and 2001 national silver gloves champion. I mean, those are big titles to win as an amateur. He's undefeated as a pro. He's had a tough life.
Don't push.
He almost just walked into the right hand. Yeah, he has had a very tough life as he survived 2 near-death experiences. Back in May 2008, he fled Detroit after being stabbed, had a lung and a kidney pierced.
Hands are
And in
free.
September 2006, he was shot 3 times. In fact, he still has a bullet lodged in his back and 1 in his thigh.
Unbelievable, Joe. I mean, it's something out of like The Sopranos. I mean, I understand Detroit is a tough city.
Let it go,
Baltimore's
No,
a tough
he's
city.
Here we go.
been
Box.
greatly impacted by his inner city background. 30 seconds to go here in round 1. There's another
Great
right
counter
hand
shot.
by Coleman as Paris came forward and then engages him.
Okay, let me just say
No,
right now,
stop.
I was wrong about the
Watch your
chess
shoulder.
match. This
Watch your
is a
shoulder.
great
Let's go. Box.
first round. Both these men are punching hard. Counter punches are great. Body shots are unbelievably hard. It's an even round so far.
Now we see some redness around the nose and the face of Vernon Paris. Each man scored well here in round number 1. More to come in this grudge match. Stay with us. Look at what happened at the bell.
This was a close round up until the last 5 seconds. I think by that right hand that just landed, Vernon Paris actually won that round. But what a great round it was. A lot of punches being landed. It was solid round 1.
Let's go, Box.
Remember, they were scheduled to fight on January 29th. Coleman pulled out of that fight with an injury that Vernon Paris has questioned. says he wants to punish Tim Coleman for what he did back then, calling it a quote-unquote shoulder injury.
Bring him up, bring him up.
Both these fighters very relaxed, punching very hard at the body. That's a great shot that he landed right there, and he took it upstairs with a straight right hand.
Right hand by Paris. Reminder that the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series at Pocono is Sunday on ESPN, and coverage is going to get underway at 1 Eastern.
You can see the effect that Mayweather has had on both fighters. Coleman actually has it a little bit more. He rolls that shoulder. He controls the pace with the jab.
Stop, let him up.
And he throws great body shots.
Floyd Sr. prepped Paris. Roger prepped Coleman. This with that lead hook. Paris tried to get underneath it. There's that long striding jab by Paris. A little bit of blood coming from his nose.
The way to be effective against that Floyd Mayweather defense is to double up your punches. You got to double up your left hook or double up your right hand. That way you offset the back and forth motion of the defense. Also, that right hook that both men are throwing to the right side of the body and the left side of the body are really good.
Here we go, stop, step back.
Who has the advantage at close range with the infighting, Sergio?
I say Coleman. Coleman is a little bit crisper, but even,
oh, good left hand. Scores a knockdown.
3, 4.
Little bit of an off-balance shot, but it still landed the back of the head. His glove touched the ground. That's a legitimate knockdown.
Okay. Here we go.
So a minute to go in round 2, and Coleman strikes first.
Watch your hands on your side. Stop, step back, step back. Here we go, box.
Left hook by Paris.
No, stop, let him out, let him out, let him out. Here we go, box.
Paris looks good on his feet here after going down. There's a left hook by Coleman, a lead right hand by Vernon Paris.
Get off his head, let's go.
Those are the right hooks that I'm talking about, where he goes downstairs and he goes right back upstairs. Right there, he just missed it because it was a curvy shot. If he would have straightened it out, he would have landed that right hand again.
Stop, step back.
Paris would have.
Let's go. Let go, hands are free.
Left hand was to the belt line, digs underneath, doubles up the right hand that time at close range.
Okay, stop, here we go. Let him go, let him go. Here we go.
The only reason these two fighters aren't considered world class yet is because of their opposition, but I'm telling you right now, they're world class.
Lofty statement here as they're still making their strides. We'll see who gets through tonight.
The reason that punch landed on Paris is because Coleman threw it short. He didn't pull back that right hand. It was just a little tiny shot. It landed right on the button, and that was a knockdown. Whether his glove touched the floor or not, he was going to go down. Solid
Dan
short
Stell
right
administered the count. So Tim Coleman scores the knockdown in round number 2.
No, bring him up.
Great left hook there by Coleman.
Remember, Coleman so upset by some of the things Vernon Paris had said. A lunging left hook that time. Comes back, takes that step in, catches him with a short right uppercut. There were visions of Emmanuel Augustus for a moment there, hopping in with that high knee.
That makes he jumped in with a Roy Jones type left hook.
Indeed.
And he got a little comfortable. He landed it, but he still needs to go back to what's working. I like the fact that he's loosening up. He looks good. He's punching sharp and crisp, but he needs to keep his chin down a little bit. Coleman does.
Right hand to the body, trying to get under that left elbow of Coleman. Now on the inside, places a left hand to the body, then a right uppercut, and comes around with a right hand to the body as well, does Paris. Stabbing with that jab, feels like he's got things in control for a moment, and then Coleman ties up.
Coleman got a little stunned by that body shot right there. You could tell by the way he's holding on right there. It's a funny thing. You could be in control of a round, just like Coleman was doing. Relaxed, starting to feel it, starting to feel good. One body shot can change things.
Free. Let's go.
It just changes your whole frame of mind, and your legs don't cooperate with your hands don't move.
It's like instant paralysis. There's a good left hook now by Coleman. Back and forth they go here tonight.
I'm so glad I was wrong about the chess match there. Let me go back to what I said about world class. It's not that they can compete for the world title right now. It's just the skills that they're portraying right now. It's unbelievable. And you could tell that their pedigree as far as their amateur boxing is being displayed here. Both of them are very comfortable throwing hard shots, great body shots. That's when you know a fighter's really experienced.
I also think that there's a level of intense focus that the two of them have probably never had before because of how much went into this. And now Paris, a series of headshots.
Great shots right there. And I'll tell you what, he finally did what I said earlier. He doubled up on the left hook, and that's what made that right hand land. You start doing that, you're going to get your – either fighter has that similar defense, so you got to double up, just like Paris did right there. I like what he did.
Don't punch him in the back of the head.
Coleman comes driving forward with downward right hands. This has been a very entertaining third round. The ebb and flow, back and forth. Both men have had the best of it at times. Of course, round number 2, highlighted by the knockdown scored by Coleman with that right hand.
Stop.
This is the beauty of boxing, Joe. This ain't fighting. These guys are punching hard, but they're boxing. They're being artistic, but they're still being aggressive. This is a great fight.
Short right hand by Coleman. Coleman and Paris. Little cut over the left eye of Paris. End of 3.
Time.
140-pound division is what we're focusing in on tonight. We recently saw Lamont Peterson with a good solid win on Friday Night Fights. Teddy Atlas says this is the best division in all of boxing.
That's what I was about to say. Second to super middleweight division, but this is the best division in boxing. You got a lot of talent, and like I said, can these guys hang with those top 10? Probably not in the long run, but the skill that is being involved and portrayed here, you can definitely see that they're top 10 material soon.
I'm Joe Tessitore alongside Sergio Mora, who is in for Teddy Atlas this week as Teddy is in Russia training heavyweight Alexander Povetkin. Of course, Sergio, a former junior middleweight titleist, beating Vernon Forrest in June 2008. At the end of this 4th round, Sergio, I'd love to spend some time with you and talk about your current stage of your career. We'll discuss that. Round number 4 here between Tim Coleman and Vernon Paris. All the talk heading into it. And many on our production crew feel that this is one of the all-time grudge matches in terms of pre-fight talk. Amazing interviews that each gave. You heard Coleman say that he wants to use everything to inflict pain on Paris tonight as he tries to inflict a little pain with Paris against the rope, who's landing short right hands. He says he'll use elbows, the head, everything. Quote unquote, I'd like to be the one to beat him to death in the ring. I mean, just a disgusting comment to make, but it sums up the hatred that we heard all week long.
Here's an interesting fact. Tim Coleman's 2 favorite fighters are Floyd Mayweather and Aaron Pryor. Both fighters are the complete opposite of each other. Right here, you're starting to get a glimpse of the hawk, Aaron Pryor, coming out, where he starts just coming forward and throwing a lot of punches. In the beginning, it was Floyd Mayweather. Now you're getting to see a little bit more of a pressure fighter in Coleman.
Well, that was a good combination. Right hand to the body, and then lunging forward, doubled up the right hand, including the right uppercut, did Paris.
Nice jab. I like to see Paris do a little bit more of that.
I agree. I think he's had moments of success when he's utilized it, as he is here, moving to his left with the jab. Now he stops and pops with a right hand. Coleman comes back himself.
Stop talking.
The precision on Paris's punches is pretty impressive. Even when he goes down and up, he lands it. It's like a radar with his punches. Good uppercut there by Coleman.
At close range now, shoulder to shoulder.
Here you go, step back. This box.
Right off the hip comes Coleman that time.
That's another Floyd Mayweather type thing where he pretends he's going to come in with a left jab and he turns it into a left hook.
Trading punches with Paris backed up against the ropes. Well, it's a fun one tonight. Paris and Coleman coming to the end of 4 on Friday Night Fights. Welcome back here. Joe Tessitore alongside the Latin Snake, Sergio Mora, a recent junior middleweight titleist who stumbled on Friday Night Fights when the year began with the loss, the split decision loss to Brian Vera down in Texas. Prior to that, you had a draw with Sugar Shane Mosley, a future Hall of Famer. Where does that leave you? Where are you in your boxing career?
Well, up here, I'm in a great level because I did not lose to Brian Vera. I don't think I lost to Brian Vera. And I know that I beat Shane Mosley, so I'm fine. It's you guys. It's the networks.
You're
it's the
blaming me.
people. No, I'm not blaming you. It's the people out there. I just gotta start changing some minds because I know I'm a great defensive fighter. It's just I gotta get a little bit more offensive.
So you feel right now that the recent results and the marketing of you stylistically is holding you back from getting the fights that you want. You're still an active fighter. You're still pursuing things. You still want the next big fight out there.
Oh, yeah, by far.
Coleman now.
In this sport, you're only as good as your hunger. I'm hungry, and until I get beat convincingly, that's when I can get humbled down. But for right now, I beat Vera and I beat Shane Mosley.
Well, glad to have you with us tonight, filling in for Teddy, who's training Alexander Povetkin for the next 3 weeks in his lead up to their heavyweight title fight against Shagayev.
There's that sweeping left hook jumping in.
And for those saying, what in the world is Teddy talking about? A heavyweight title fight. Well, Teddy himself explained that Vladimir Klitschko is now the WBA super champion. So when Povetkin and Ruslan fight, it's for what the WBA is calling the regular championship. That fight will be on August 27th. We'll see how Teddy's charge does there.
An important thing just happened right now. It took 5 rounds for these guys to finally respect each other. That touch of gloves right there is a sign of I respect you, and I know that you respect me.
Interesting
Do our
observation.
thing.
Let's look at Sergio Mora's scorecard through 4 rounds. 39-36 Coleman. Keep in mind, second round 10-8 because of the right hand that scored the knockdown.
And let me tell you, Joe, the last 2 rounds were very difficult for me to actually score.
I thought round 3 was a great back and forth round. I agree with you that I lean towards Coleman, but Paris was there every step of the way and had some very good moments as he does now.
Great shots by Paris right now. Paris is looking great right now. But
And then he comes back and stands up straight and backs up, and a left hand's land by Coleman.
That's the problem.
See the total punches, 38 to 36%. Splitting hairs according to CompuBox.
There's a doubling. Both punches actually doubled up on the left hook there at the same time, which is something they need to do in order to get that off balance that I'm talking about.
And once again, they touch gloves in the midst of a round. A day ago, they needed hotel security to separate them, and Coleman was kicked out of this resort, sent packing to a motel. Now they're touching gloves.
And I promise you, at the end of this fight, they're going to hug and smile. I promise you.
Unbelievable, the transformation this sport can make in people.
That's the fight game, Joe. Let me tell you right here, Joe, this is experience. Look at the beauty of this combination, the way he steps back, steps at an angle, comes back. He looked like Roy Jones right there, but then he gets hit with that solid left hook when he backs up. That's the only flaw I see so far in Paris, the fact that he looks at his masterpiece. He steps back, and then that's when you can get caught with the
Taking a
punches.
picture. Round number 6, scheduled for 10 here. Remember, Coleman, a 19-1-1 record, suffered that 1 loss. Paris, 24-0, the unbeaten prospect, taking a step up. See, the loss to De La Rosa came in October of 2008.
Great counter shot.
It was the right hand on the inside. Coleman tries to fight right through it.
No, stop. Step back. Watch your hand.
I'm really impressed with both fighters. I just love the counter shots, the power behind it.
They've
the
delivered
speed.
upon what they said.
Absolutely. The fight could stop in the 6th round right now, and they already delivered. And I'm telling you right now, Joe, look at this. A little Emmanuel Augustus coming out there.
Stay off that rope. No. Let's go.
There's that shoulder roll trying to draw Paris in.
He's trying to
Lead
draw
right
him in.
hand.
He's trying to draw him
Okay,
in
stop,
and try to
step back.
counter with
Step
a
back.
right, kind of 65-degree James Toney type punch.
Yeah, the shoulder roll, counter right hand.
Yeah,
Punching left hook.
I got to credit James Toney for that. I mean, I love Floyd.
He
but
made the
James Toney.
last 7 years of his career off it. And now here goes Paris. Paris lands well, an uppercut landed, and Coleman backs him up and ties up. Coleman clearly affected by that last assault by Paris.
Coleman was in control until that beautiful combination.
Oh, good 1-2
solid shot.
by Vernon Paris. Then he goes downstairs. Headshot after headshot. He's got Coleman in trouble. Coleman sent back by a left hand. Trying to stand his ground. Another right hand comes in. Vernon Paris on the attack over a minute to go here in round number 6.
This is the beauty of boxing, Joe. The quiet man, the Iceman, is actually doing the sicking as a dog here. He's actually coming forward. He's the one stunning him with beautiful combinations. Coleman is hurt and stunned. He needs to make it a dog fight.
Coleman now trying to stand shoulder to shoulder. He ate another right hand. Dominating round by Vernon Paris. Right hand to the body.
The body
Coleman
shot
goes down. A thudding shot puts Coleman down.
5, 6, 7, 8. Come here.
20 seconds to go, trying to survive this round number 6 as Coleman, he eats a jab. Now in the corner, another body shot rings in. Paris on the attack. Final seconds, Coleman trying to survive it. He goes down again. A left hand to the body.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come here. Watch time.
Most dominating round of the night. Vernon Paris all over Tim Coleman.
Wake up, Tim. Wake up.
Let's listen in.
Wake up. How you feel, man? Are you all right? You hurt?
I'm good. Tim will defend himself. Stop. You gotta hold.
Stop it, dude. Work behind your jab. Stick your jab out there. You can't be sitting there acting, not do nothing. Work behind your jab. Everything behind the jab, Tim.
Round number 7.
This is it.
I'm good.
Oh, this is the money. This is for all the money. Don't jab and move. Turn.
First body shot, Sergio.
beginning of the round, and then it ended with another body shot. He caught his attention a long time ago with that body. Both men have been landing solid body shots, but finally Coleman gave in right there. Solid body shot. I mean, those are just debilitating shots, Joe. When you get hit in the liver like that, your legs just give out, no matter how good a shape you are.
Joe Tessitore and Sergio Mora ringside. A grudge match has now turned into this. Paris on the attack, trying to stay unbeaten, trying to get rid of Tim Coleman. Remember, Coleman scored a knockdown in the second round, but Paris wasn't hurt. He was right in his fight every step of the way. Now he's in complete control, and the fight is over. Vernon Paris has scored the TKO win. Impressive stuff.
We saw who's the top dog. You can talk the talk, but you better walk the walk. The Iceman. A little scuffle going on in the ring right now.
Now think about everything that was said all week. Security. Must be very careful here. And congratulations are now shared, but everybody was so nervous about what would happen after the fight. As tensions have been high, we told you there was an altercation in the hotel lobby. Tim Coleman was kicked out of this resort, and now the celebration begins for Vernon Paris, as he said he would. A knock over his nemesis. Let's show you how he finished off Tim Coleman early in round 7.
Well, he knew he had him hurt to the body already. He just needed to go back down there and touch him. He hit him with that right hook, and then that left hook. Once you get hurt to the body, it takes rounds out of you, and it takes rounds to recuperate. That shot right there hurt him, and this one just did the job. See, it didn't even land that solid. It was the fact that he's already hurt down there.
The body work started in round number 6 with the 2 knockdown scores. The 60 seconds in between, it was very interesting to listen into the corner of Tim Coleman as he's saying, I'm good, I'm good. And they're saying, it's okay to run.
It's okay to hold.
It's okay to hold. Use your jab. They had a sense he wasn't so good. He was trying to convince himself, but you saw what happened instantly once the next body shot rained in. For the official particulars, we send it up to the ring to Donald DeNoyer.
Ladies and
now Donald having a few audio issues. What we can tell you is it's a knockout victory for Vernon Paris. He is now 25-0 with 15 knockouts. We'll take a break and we'll be back. Welcome back to Friday Night Fights in Santa Ynez, California. Chumash Casino. Joe Tessiter, Sergio Mora, now joined by Vernon Paris, who is now 25-0, coming off the knockout victory of Tim Coleman. First off, congratulations. Sum up the night for me.
You know, I went out there to make him be the aggressor. He started out to be the aggressor at first, but then I started tagging him. You know, and then he got me with a little lucky knockdown. I haven't fought since January, so he caught me off balance.
Let's go back and show you what happened here. Sergio, round number 2. Coleman does put down Vernon Paris.
It was a short right hand right there. You weren't really that hurt, I think, but you got up right away.
Yeah.
Your glove touched the floor, but it was a short shot.
Then in round number 6, the body work really started to pay off.
Yeah. I started to see that every time I would come in, he would bring his elbows too close in. So I started seeing I couldn't really get him with the right one to the body, so I started throwing with the left. And then what I started to do was bring the hook up here to make him lean over a little bit so I can get the open shot for the body shot.
Round number 7, you finished him off. I want to ask you this. All week long, I mean, the hatred was just so obvious. Everything that happened, the altercation in the hotel, the pre-fight interview, unlike anything we've ever heard before. How real was it, and what effect did it have in the ring?
Well, to me, hate is a strong word, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't never hate Tim Coleman. The thing that I just didn't like about Tim Coleman is I'm a man, I have a daughter, and for you to sit on live TV and accuse me of these accusations that you know nothing about, and you're just going off what somebody else said, that just made me put it in me more to want to really destroy him and show him that he is not on my level, and that I'm on a whole other level as far as even though him being older than me, I'm still way more mature than he is.
Vernon Paris, congratulations. Knockout victory over Tim Coleman. 7th round TKO. The body work does the damage. We'll be back